Hey everybody, I am Christy with Christy's Creations, and today we are doing hidden paper clips. These also come with little pockets, tags, and folders as well. So to do these, you're going to need the paper kit. They come with 3, so like you have 3 here in front of me. So you're going to need 3 small paper clips. I personally am going to be using some stick glue and some regular liquid glue as well. I'm going to set these to the side because this is going to be kind of what we're finishing today. So first, I cut everything out. I have it all sitting to the side, so I'm not going to have it all out at one time. But we have 3 images that have paper clips on them. We're going to start with them. So if I flip them all the right way, we can work a little better. I am also using a bone folder. That is my personal preference. It is not required. So you have a top, a middle, and a bottom. We are starting with the bottom here, and we're going to see those lines right there. We're going to pick one up here, and I'm going to fold it inward, creasing it first with my fingers, and then as you can see, I folded it into the white. Now normally I would ink this, but this time I just chose not to ink it. I don't always ink, and sometimes I ink, you never know. So we had that folded. Now we're going to fold the top half down as well. I go ahead and do the folds and ahead of time before I do any gluing on any of the steps. I found it easier. I'm going to do the second one because I think I may have went off screen on y'all. So I'm picking it up, taking the bottom and folding towards the white side. In this design, the white side does not show. And then I'm pressing with my fingers before I put it down. And press again. And then you just fold the top half down. And line it up to the best of your ability, because it's not always easiest to do. And press down again with fingers. You can use your scissors or whatever. So this, I'm not going to mess with the third one. I'm actually going to only teach one, but I wanted you to see correctly. So first I am grabbing my stick glue. This top half we will not glue at all, but this bottom half we are going to glue down. I am working off a silicone mat, so I'm not worried about getting glue on it. But if you're working off something else, you might want to be a little more careful than I was there. I'm just pressing that down. If you want to, you can also use your back of your scissors or so forth. Make sure that gets a good deal. Put my lid back on, and we're going to close that up. So the part we folded downwards, I put the smaller of the bigger instead of the bigger part of the paper clip on it. That's my personal preference. I do not know if it really matters, but that's how I do it. And that is how, and then right here is where the papers will be able to slide in the future, or on a book or so forth. So let me grab the next piece, and they will look like this. I got some of my extra stuff there. That's okay. We're going to pick one. We're going to fold it on the line again, and then we're going to glue it. Normally I already have my clips on me, and I forgot to grab those. You don't have to have clips. You can actually just hold it. So I just fold down that line again. Press. I am reaching for some clips because I do want to get my glue a few minutes to set, because I'm moving to the liquid glue now. You can use paper clips. You can use binder type clips. That's all up to you. I use binder type clips. So I have my liquid glue. Mine comes with a pin and top that I pull out when I need it. So I'm going to make this actually a hidden pocket as well. So first off, just to give that little extra where we're folded, some extra help, I squeeze a little bit more glue than I normally do out. And then I will go down one of the sides. And basically we're leaving one side free. Or if you don't want to make a pocket, you don't have to. Now I pick up my paper. I'm just going to slide it, the tip in the middle of that fold, the top in the middle of the fold, sorry, and fold it down. And try to make it as even as I can, which is not always as easy as I'd like to pretend it to be. And then when I'm happy with it, I'll clip the sides I glued. I normally end up using 4 clips, but that's just how I glue mine. So, while we let that dry, we're going to find, we have some pockets we need to fold and get ready for glue. These are, you can actually use a glue stick on them or anything really. So every time I make this, I always make them different, so I don't even know if it's the same style I previously just showed you, truthfully. So you see how, but anyway, let's get back to these pockets. You see we have the big pink lines. We are just going to fold those in. Making sure I grab 2 different size pockets real quick. Yeah, I did. That's the only downside of pre-cutting. Sometimes, if I normally work all 3 at once, and I'm just doing one with y'all, so. Just fold those down. Now you have an option where you can make it where it'll stay puffed up a little bit, or to go ahead and take your creaser, which I don't know why I'm using the back, but I am, and get it a little bit better seam sides. I'm doing a little better seam sides personally. As soon as that has a little bit more set, we will be working with this next. And then all that would be left would be to decorate. These are very simple, fun, great gifts, are great to use on anything really. There we go. So the one I am working with, truthfully, is the cardinal style. And it's just the one I like working with. I have ready to work with. There's others going to be listed in the description. Okay, I grabbed one of our little cards. So this one's a little hard to see, but there is a seam right here. They either can kind of have 2 cards, or you can fold it, line it up, fold it, press it down again with this seam, and you have an actual card. But right now I am pulling out a there are 2 different sizes of these red birds. So I'm getting 1 of each out, and 1 small butterfly out. I probably should have had this a little more organized, but I did it. So those are what I'm going to work with in the next few minutes. So since I know I'm already going to be gluing a couple of these down on these, while I'm letting that glue sit, since I'm only going to be using liquid glue, I'm going to go ahead and lay these down. So this one I turn sideways on here, so this is on the front, the smaller one, and I always do sideways. You can always do it up and down if you want. And there are words in here you could put across here, but I like putting a butterfly there instead. And then on the back, it's straight up and down. Let me show you what I mean about putting a word there. Here's a good one. And actually, I probably could put it with the butterfly. We'll try it. Where I could put family and still have the butterfly kind of there as well. We'll do that and see how it looks. But this part, while I'm giving that glue just another minute, I'm using Barely Art glue, and they recommend letting it sit for 5 minutes before moving on, then finish curing for 24 hours after that. I put just some stick glue on the bird, the circle that I'm using to decorate the pocket folio. And I just go ahead and getting them stuck down. Because then this cuts time on gluing later, because we have to let this other glue, because we'll be gluing these in just a minute. And I will let these sit also for a minute. I didn't think that one through, but that's okay. The design looks good no matter what. I've now taken my clips off. I've decided to sit long enough. So on one side there is a little pocket, and the reverse the other. You can see the glue did leak out a little, but I just wiped it off real quick. And as you can see, my folds are not perfect, which is not the end of the world. It actually makes it more unique. So you can use a tape runner, double-sided tape, glue. That is really up to you. I'm using my stick glue, and we're going to see if and stick it on down. And I'm lining it up at the top and all the way to the edge of that piece we just glued ahead of this one, and sticking it down. We'll flip over and do the back. If you use the tape runner, double-sided tape, or stick glue, you don't have to wait for it to set, is one of the nice things. I am actually going to put this one up all the way to the top and press it there as well. So I'm going to grab another piece of paper real quick and just show y'all. It just slides the paper in, and you put it on anything, a book, notebook, or whatever. You can stop here, or you can decorate it out. It has tags with it that you can hole punch. I have not done it yet on here. You can add some string to it, ribbons, or so forth. But let's add this family and the tiny butterfly. And I think that's what I'm going to do to finish decorating. And I may find some pink or red thin ribbon. So for the butterfly, I am kind of bending it in half, because I want to make it where it's a little more 3D affected up. And so that means I'm running I don't fold it completely where it's completely creased, but besides for that glue bubble there, I do a line of glue. This you're going to have to hold for a minute. So the wings may cover up a little of the family in time, but we will see. Now, as you can see, it can kind of cover up the family, but I still kind of like that. But if I didn't, right now I have enough wiggle room where I could move it up to somewhere else. Now I need to get a little more glue to put it back down. So decorating is really just your own imagination. Now I'm going to press that on down. And I was about to put the wrong cap on my glue there. That would not have been helpful at all. I need to get the cap on both of them. So let's get that done. Alright. So that is sitting for a second. I won't leave that one quite as long. You can grab and double stack tags or so forth. Trying to shuffle through my bag to find what I'm wanting. Of course, it can never be right where I want it, can it? So, grab 2 tags and a 3rd tag. So we have 2 shapes of tags here. And say you want a word on it but don't want to put it on there. Take, like this one says bloom. You could literally hole punch it and tie it with ribbon to there where you have an extra effect. Same with the butterflies. I don't know if I actually stayed in screen. I forgot to double check. So showing again, this is where I'd just double hole punch and let it lay there. You could also glue a butterfly or something to here. If you want to, you could glue the butterfly instead of that red bird. So that is still drying, so I'm going to be a little careful here. On the back, I always put the card. And normally it goes straight in, and today it doesn't want to. So when you run into that situation, I will just take something, reopen the area just to very gently so you don't mess it up. Put there. And on the back, I'm also going to slide this one in the extra pocket we created. The front, I have only 1 tag still out. We'll slide it right here. And again, I'm having a little bit, I see what I'm doing wrong. Alright, let's get that in correctly. There you go. So we have a tag set made, just like this one here. You can, literally any designs you purchase will be amazing. I want to thank you all for watching. All the stuff I use will be in the description. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.